Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I've not made a video for ages, so I hope everyone had a good Earth Day, a good 420, what else have I missed? I don't know if I've made a video since the spring equinox or since the April supermoon, so on all those really special days, I hope everybody had a great time with their friends and loved ones. So recently I've just been thinking about how appreciative and how grateful I am for spirituality, basically, and how I've just struggled to comprehend how much my life has changed over the past 3 years. And I think anyone that's known me, to be fair, there's not that many people who've known me since before I encountered spirituality and are still in my life now. I don't know if that's a coincidence, but anyway, my life's changed a lot. So I basically wanted to make a video to explain how spirituality really can have such a massively positive impact on your life, and almost like why you should engage in it. It's going to be personal to me, I guess, and to how I've had an experience with spirituality, and it's not going to be the same for everyone, and I could speak for so long about how amazing spirituality has been in my life and about how important it's been in making me who I am. But I thought I'd just focus on a couple of things that I really feel have just improved my whole connection to the universe, I guess. So the first thing and the main thing, it's something that I think I speak about a lot on this channel. I've mentioned in a lot of different videos, which is acceptance. So spirituality has made me accepting, or more accepting, of everything. I'm not saying that I'm like enlightened and that I'm never sad anymore because of spirituality, but it's improved my life, so through acceptance. And the main thing, well, just acceptance of everything, acceptance of myself, of any situation I'm in, of everyone around me. It's the release of the cravings of how we wish things were, or how I wish I was, or how I wish my relationships were. It's the release of that and just accepting them as how they actually are. And I think that it's come, I learned this through Buddhism, because in Buddhism, it's one of the Four Noble Truths that suffering is caused by attachment, and these attachments could be attachment to desire, which is one of the biggest things, I think. The main thing that I've noticed is that I've become a lot more authentic to myself and more aware of myself. On a superficial level, I can dress how I want, I can present myself how I want, but on a deeper level, I'm accepting of the parts that I would initially label as bad in myself. So for me, I'm quite a competitive person, I think, and at the start of my spiritual path, I would try and force this out. I didn't want it to be part of me, because that thing I didn't associate with being spiritual, being competitive, and not necessarily with other people, but with myself, always trying to one-up myself, always trying to be better, and I'd labelled that thing as bad, and I didn't want to accept it in myself, and because I didn't accept it and I didn't address that it was a part of myself, I couldn't learn and grow from it. Because I labelled it as bad, then I just ignored it. I didn't want it to be there. There's a really great quote from Ram Dass, and it's so simple, but it all kind of clicked in my head. He was with his guru and he said, "I am what I am, and that is okay." And I think it's so simple, but then when I apply it to my life, and I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that, oh, my ego is really being so alive right now, and just remind myself, I am what I am right now, and that is okay. One of the main things in spirituality is not trying to push yourself further than where you are. If your ego is really big at the moment, you can't force it away. You can't hate it and fight it and pretend it's not there. You have to work with it, and by accepting parts of yourself that you might initially not really like, you can then learn from them and grow from them and treat the situation with compassion. in spirituality it's easy to compare yourself to other people. I mean in life in general, you know, with social media, with even YouTube, anything, and just life, you're comparing people. Well, I know I did, and I still do a bit, compare myself to other people. But rather than doing that, and because everyone is different, everyone's on a different place in their life, a different place in their path, whatever, and rather than comparing yourself, you can just try be the best version of yourself and deal with the situations with the gifts you've got right now. If you believe in Buddhism and Hinduism and you believe in karma, then accept your karma as you are right now, and accept that this is the only place you could be in this present moment, and learn to accept it fully. There's nothing missing from this present moment. There is no part of you missing. You have everything you need right now, and there is no other way it could be, because everything has led to this point. There is a reason for everything, I believe. And you know, with greater acceptance comes greater self-love, and then when you learn to love yourself more, you can then have better relationships with others. You can love others more, because if you've got a lot of inner turmoil and a lot of inner conflict, you're probably not going to have great relationships with other people, because you can't spread, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. That's what Buddha said. And if you are not compassionate towards yourself, you can't really be compassionate towards others. So in spirituality, you become more accepting of yourself and every part of yourself, and that extends then to everyone else. So I found that I've become more open-minded and more empathetic. I've become less superficial and tried to understand people as individuals, but also knowing and knowing that we are one, you know? I feel like it's easy to know on an intellectual level or a logical level that we are all one, that the world is all one. But I think by engaging in spirituality, you can really feel it intuitively, rather than just knowing it, and therefore it's easier for you to act compassionately, and then your life is just better. When you have a compassionate space in yourself, then your life just flows better, I think. So it's just great. So the main thing is acceptance, and then it applies to situations, to everything, and just allowing yourself to flow in life, rather than forcing yourself to be somewhere else, forcing a situation to be something else, and never thinking that something's missing, you know? Seeing the present moment and everything and everyone that is in the present as completely whole and completely perfect as we are, you know, accepting and loving. But yeah, and that also applies to, you know, it's easy to say these things when you're in a good place, and then sometimes you find you just find yourself in a rut and you've got all these negative thought patterns. But from engaging in a spiritual practice, you can then, the way you react to those negative thought patterns it's more logical, but also, I want to say more wise. I'm not very wise, but like, I feel like you can approach it with wisdom, and you can approach it with a level and calm mind. From a witness space, you can witness yourself going into those thought patterns and almost detach from them, and then learn from them and grow and find yourself in a positive space again, rather than letting the thoughts and feelings overwhelm you and take over your life, and attaching to them and using them to define yourself. You know, oh, I'm a really negative person. With spirituality, you can detach from that, and you can see it as, oh yeah, right now I'm having a negative emotion, or right now there is a negative emotion, but it is not me, and I can overcome that. But yeah, with meditation and yoga and everything, reduced stress and reduced anxiety is a massive thing. And then when you're not stressed and when you're not anxious, your relationships with others again is going to improve, and you have greater self-confidence. I just think your life will get better. Spirituality is a massive thing in my life, and I'm very passionate about it, so I just wanted to speak about it and give it some recognition. If anyone is going through something hard and is maybe struggling with coronavirus, always drop me a message. I'm always willing to speak to someone and to help, because I think spirituality is always gonna help you with that. You know, you might not want to, you might not feel like meditating. If you're in a really sad or negative space of mind, you're probably not going to feel like, oh yeah, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to go and run, I'm going to do loads of yoga. You don't have that kind of motivation. But the only thing I can say is just try and do a little bit. Try and maybe meditate for 5 minutes in the morning, even though it's hard. But yeah, I'm going to end it there. Please engage in a spiritual practice, because you will probably find yourself a lot happier and a lot more content as a result. And I hope everyone has an amazing day. Thank you for clicking on my video. I hope it might be of some use to you. If you've enjoyed it, then feel free to subscribe. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and have an amazing day.